up, everyone? Welcome back for the 6th episode of the Tap Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tim. Today I'm joined by Alfredo.
Hello, as always.
Ghost of the Internet, Chris.
Hey.
Today we have a very exciting episode for you, as always. But first things first, we've all seen the new Captain America movie, Winter Soldier. Let's talk about it.
Okay. So, it's going to be interesting because I haven't heard your opinion because you watched it literally today and I watched it yesterday. So.
I watched it like 2 hours ago,
yeah. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was the best solo film that I have seen since The Dark Knight. That's just my opinion. Reasons why I liked it was because I liked the espionage aspect of it. I liked it. Just went. It wasn't like it focused more on like the spy aspects, the thriller aspects. It had really good action sequences. I loved the Winter Soldier. I thought it was like a Terminator-esque type of role, and I really thought that was cool. But I really, really enjoyed Robert Redford's character. I thought that was an awesome casting by them. He was really he grounded everything. That's what I really liked, and he played the politician role very, very well. So I think it's the best solo.
I had no clue he was even in that movie.
Yeah.
So, Chris, thoughts?
No, it was great. I mean, they say it's better than the Avengers. Honestly, I think they're right. At least in terms of story, maybe not in terms of action. But
I wouldn't say action. I'd say the action was more consistent.
Yeah.
And the story totally blew away in Avengers.
Well, yeah.
You couldn't see a lot of what was coming. I don't want to ruin anything, but
yeah, this is spoiler-free discussion, by the way. So.
But yeah, there was a lot of things that happened. And I was like, that caught me off guard.
Yeah, no, the movie was fantastic. I still to this day think Chris Evans is probably like the second best pairing for a superhero movie, second to Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think they've done a fantastic job with Captain America. The second movie was far more captivating than the first.
I agree, totally.
But if they can keep this momentum going, then I think they have something really awesome. Just if they just want to continue just doing Captain stuff. I know Marvel has all these phases set up, but yeah. Also in terms of like Phase 2 movies, destroyed Thor 2 Dark World. I thought that movie was fucking garbage.
Okay, where do you stack it in terms of all-time solo superhero movies? I mean, I didn't. If for me, like solo superhero, I thought it was very much up there, like top 3.
It's up there.
For me, it'd be like Dark Knight, Iron Man, Captain America. I would probably even put Captain America above Iron Man, but that's just me.
Yeah, in terms of for me, it's like I like more like close quarter combat. That's why the whole Iron Man thing it's cool, like explosions, whatever. It just seems like at times he's like a flying transformer. He just fucking flies around, says dumb shit, and blows everything up. And like, it's entertaining, but I appreciate the physicality of Captain America. Like I think it's he is the weapon. He doesn't wear a weapon. So for me, no, Winter Soldier is totally up there. And top 3, it probably goes as follows. It goes Batman 1989, Dark Knight, and then I'd put Captain America in the top 3, for sure. I think it's better than anything else they've done, so including the Avengers, which I watched again fairly recently in anticipation for this movie, and it's good, but it's not as fucking wow as like. I think people need to watch that movie again, and I think there's a humbling effect where it's like it's not as good as you originally probably thought it was.
I never went into the Avengers saying, I'm gonna get here an excellent story. I think a lot of people were like, as long as we can just see them together fighting, that's all we need. So I think if anything, Winter Soldier does 2 things. One, it puts a lot of pressure on Joss Whedon to be like, man, you need to up your game because Winter Soldier was a solo film and it had a brilliant story and awesome action, and they only needed really two superhero-esque type people to move that movie along, in Captain America and Black Widow. So
Also, any movie moving forward that doesn't have Scarlett Johansson in it is gonna suck. Dude, she's so hot.
The second thing that movie does really well, and obviously this was their point, was
Scarlett Johansson.
well, that too, is now I kind of want to see what the hell happens with the Shield, the TV show. Not to ruin anything, but it begs that question.
Let's step back from the ledge.
Does that at least?
Honestly, I don't give a fuck about the TV show. I've never watched a single episode of it, but let's not go there.
Okay.
Now you're starting to tread into spoiler territory. And we said this wasn't going to be spoilers. So.
Yeah, whatever. It's coming out a few days.
Doesn't matter. I'm not gonna go on our page and be like, hey, there might be some spoilers in there for Captain America too, because I was a dickhead. But anyways, all right. So we're gonna jump right into it. We always start off our podcast by talking about what we've been playing. So this week we're gonna let Al go first.
Alrighty then.
According to the outline, Al's played nothing.
I played Thomas Was Alone, and really enjoyed that. I haven't beaten it yet. I need to download the last Hitman, because that's free right now on.
Free on that Xbox.
As for that, I haven't even really felt the need to jump into Titanfall right now. I'm just kind of like you. I'm just kind of Titanfalled out for the time being. That's pretty much all I've been playing was Thomas Was Alone, and
it's a great game. I don't blame you for playing it.
Yeah, it's pretty addicting. Good story. Well, good dialogue and good sound. I like the soundtrack to it.
Oh, that game's fucking awesome. Mike Bethel. It's my jam. What about you, Chris? What have you been playing?
Didn't really get to play too much. Only Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends.
Oh yeah.
The expansion. Yeah.
Did you get it for PS4?
3. Yeah, I know there's a complete edition for PS4.
The complete.
Chris, you also have an exciting announcement to make about the PlayStation 4.
Which is enlighten me.
You opened it.
I did. I didn't actually get. Well, let me explain. All right, so I saw it on the outline when I was reading it, and I was like, "Oh crap! I should
rushed to open it."
I was like, "Oh crap! I should really set that up." And I managed to do that, but I haven't actually configured it yet, so I haven't even turned it on.
How long ago did you get the PS4?
Weeks.
You got it 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Rotting in the box. Whatever. You're not gonna play Infamous anyway, so that's the only game fucking worth. Actually, there's a lot of good games on PS4. Infamous is one of them. But you've been playing anything else besides D Warriors?
No. I wanted to get back to Titanfall, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. The only things I played this week, I played more Titanfall, which I'm just trying to hit level cap at this point, just so I can be done with it. And I want to finish up the last campaign, the IMC campaign, so I can unlock the Ogre chassis. But no, what's really fucking aggravating about the campaign, and I know you did both campaigns, right? There's an issue with it saving the campaign. Like, if you're in a lobby, what happened is, this happened to me 2 or 3 times, where you would finish a level in the campaign, and then you would go into the lobby for the next campaign, and in that lobby, if I exited before I started the next campaign mission, it doesn't save that I played the last one.
I never had that issue.
It's happened to me 3 fucking times, and it's infuriating because it's it's only 10-15 minutes, but it's still I hate backtracking.
Yeah,
it's so fucking annoying. So if that happens again, I'm probably just gonna say fuck it, and I'm never gonna play Titanfall again.
On a different side note, we also played Fusion Frenzy.
Yes, and Al finally won.
Feel free to watch that video. Green Jacket, baby. Now I'm part of the club.
It only took him 6 episodes to win one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, I was going to say John hasn't, but then he has. Yeah.
John's won more than you have. So let's not go talk shit about John. Something neither of us should be proud of. But and then I finally got around to playing the Left Behind DLC for Last of Us. Wow, that fucking DLC is awesome. Which look for it this week. I did a gameplay video for it. It's gonna be 3 parts. I'm gonna split the main video into 2, and then I'm gonna have just a complete one if you want to watch it all the way through. I forgot how like hard the combat is in that game. Like it's okay combat, but it's like really like unintuitive. And I know it's not a combat game, but yeah, like if you watch the video, which I hope you do, I die a lot.
Even more so with playing as
Ellie.
Yeah.
But the thing that kind of took me off guard is when I didn't read any of the reviews, but I kind of just I wanted to know what the main gist of the DLC was about. And they said it wasn't very like combat laden. They said it was more like, you know, exploration and shit like that. That is a fucking lie. There is so much combat in that, like, and a lot of it's unavoidable. Like in the main campaign, like I know you can. I don't think there's a non-lethal playthrough, but I could be wrong. But I probably am. But in the DLC, there is so much fucking combat. Like it's unrelenting at times.
I haven't actually played it, but I have watched reviews, and it looks like you can avoid combat, like you distract like the infected and make them attack like other humans and stuff.
No, I did that a couple times in the video, which is hysterical. Like I just throw like a rock, and it's just like, and they just fucking kill each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I did that on like 2 separate occasions, which you'll see in the video. But other than that, like there's one point, which I don't really want to spoil anything, but there's one point where literally you get like attacked from all sides by like 15 dudes, and then infected. And I'm thoroughly convinced that I only beat it because the infected kind of got caught in like a loop on like a staircase.
Oh, I love glitches.
I honestly I think that's the only way that I think I successfully beat that without like just getting absolutely massacred. But no, I died a shitload. Like it's about 2 hours long, the DLC, and it's really fucking good. But yeah, I died a shitload because I don't know, I haven't played Last of Us since it came out last June. So it's been almost a year since I actually like was playing that.
It's crazy. It's been a year since that's come out.
Yeah, but yeah. So at this point in the show, we move on to what are you watching, Chris?
Well, obviously we already talked about Captain America. What else have I been watching?
Really, tell me about it.
You watched the series finale, or not series, season finale?
Oh yeah, the season finale of The Walking Dead.
Oh, I forgot about that already.
I know, right? The new episode of Arrow,
which was fantastic.
Yes. What else? I've been working on Attack on Titan. I'm almost through with that. That's pretty much it.
Al, what about you?
I watched. Yeah, I watched the series finale of How I Met Your Mother. Pretty controversial ending.
Didn't they find out Ted was a shim?
Yes.
And he was the mother the whole time.
You're right.
Whipped out his pussy.
It was actually like Psycho. No. I thought they did a good job with it. Me personally, I enjoyed it. I saw everything coming. Like I just saw everything a mile away, but it doesn't detract from the fact that it was very emotional, and I think it was a good send off. And people can be pissed at me, but I thought it was good to go that way than the happy-go-lucky, everything is nice and dandy, you know.
Yeah, doesn't it end with like a drive-by shooting?
It does. Pop, pop, pop.
They're just outside. They're all hugging and like dancing, and then somebody just comes by, like dumps out with a submachine gun, just like fucking ices all of them.
We should just have a podcast on what we think the ending should have been.
I go with that. I'll just make something up. Probably more interesting.
But no, I watched that. Obviously, watched the season finale of Walking Dead, which it leaves on a cliffhanger, but I don't know. I'm just waiting one more month. 24.
24. Well, I have to wait one more week for one of my favorite shows to come back. Mad Men. But yeah. You watch anything else? Or does that sum it up?
That pretty much sums it up for me.
So, I had another somewhat marathon week for watching stuff and lack of sleep. I watched all of Young Justice, well, the first season at least, the first 26 episodes. I watched Mad Men season 6 in its entirety. I got up to like episode 11 of Sword Art Online.
How you have enough time for this?
I make time, and I don't sleep. So, what else? Yeah, I watched Arrow. I watched Walking Dead. I don't think there's anything else I watched. That's probably about it. A lot of shit, though. A lot of good stuff. I'm excited for Mad Men. Season 7 starts the 13th.
The final season.
I have no idea how I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to watch it.
Help a guy out. Helped him out.
Yeah. Hashtag find Tim a TV to watch Mad Men Season 7. It's a long hashtag. It might take up your whole tweet, but just do it anyways. Alright. So we got some new releases and shit. We got Titanfall coming out this week, finally on Xbox 360. It is real, because I read an article saying that some retailers actually leaked the game already, so it's done, it's coming out. And I actually heard it's not bad. Kinect Sports Rivals comes out on Xbox One. The first game that's probably going to use the new Kinect, right? So that comes out.
Curious how that will be.
Lego The Hobbit comes out, literally on everything but the Wii U.
Wow, I would have thought like...
It's coming out on Wii U, just not this week.
Oh.
This one I'm pretty excited for. Disney Magical World comes out on Nintendo 3DS. And I'm pretty positive I said this already, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I thought I announced this game Putty Squad. I could have swore I did this like 2 or 3 podcasts ago, where I was like, so this game is coming out. It's coming out this week now for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PS Vita.
So when you announced it before, was it just for the PC maybe?
No, I don't. I think it was supposed to come out that week that I announced it. It just didn't come out, and it just showed up on my...
When he announced it before, he was a lying sack of shit. That's what he was.
Yep. I was a fraud. I was actually just getting the hype machine going for Putty Squad. I didn't feel enough people were excited for it, so I leaked the release date.
Putty Squad PR.
I leaked the release date a few weeks early to get people excited. But let it be known that if it shows up again on the outline next week, I'm not fucking saying it. Then it should be canceled. But yeah, we got a ton of fucking news this week. But all right, we can get right into it.
Burn it.
First off, topic of the week: Amazon Fire TV. I'm assuming you guys read about it.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes. All right, it's topic of the week because this is Amazon's, this is their entry into the living room. Like they're going toe to toe with Roku, Apple TV, Chromecast, but one thing that it does, well, Roku has games on it, but it plays games, and they're actually like, it's a platform for Amazon Game Studios. So let's discuss this in awesome detail.
For me, if I was just gonna use it for streaming stuff, why would I pay $100 for that if I could just pay $35 for Chromecast?
Because Chromecast, I want to say, is fairly limited in terms of what it can do. Like they have an awesome. There's a comparison chart on the actual Fire, like Fire TV listing on Amazon, and it shows. Obviously, it shows how awesome Amazon Fire is in comparison to all those other devices. But I think the one thing that I think I probably would have bought one this past weekend if it came with a controller. It doesn't come with a controller.
Well, also that controller's a monstrosity.
It looks no bigger than an Xbox One controller.
Yeah.
But it's $40, so it's like
that's
on top of
crazy.
so it's like $100, and then you have to pay $40 for the controller. It does come with a game, Sev Pro or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. It does come with a game. It's a $7 game, so that's kind of a value. And then it comes with like $10 in Amazon coins. Like you get 1,000 Amazon coins or some shit like that. It's a $10 value. That's what they said. So I don't know if that's used for like in-app purchasing or actually buying stuff.
Do you get to watch like any of their content for free?
Well, it has Amazon Instant Video on it.
Okay.
So, but it also has Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, all that stuff.
But like some of the series that they have, do you have to pay for that, or because you bought the device, they?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh well, like I don't know, like they have different TV series now, like Amazon does.
Yeah, but that's gonna go through like Prime Video.
Oh, okay.
It's like Netflix. Like you can't watch House of Cards if you don't have Netflix.
Well, I didn't know if you had to pay for the device and then pay like a subscription on top of that.
Well, you get Amazon Prime Video when you have Amazon. Like you get the Prime Video when you have Amazon Prime.
Okay. I just didn't know if they give you like a deal where it's like, oh, well, you buy you buy Amazon, you buy this product and we'll just allow you to watch.
Well, that'd be like saying if you buy an iPhone, you can download anything you want on iTunes for free. So it's another device to kind of it's in direct competition with all these other set-top boxes, but I think I don't know, honestly, if it was $100 and it came with that controller, I probably would have bought one this past weekend, just because I think having a little set-top box like that is more convenient in other rooms. Like if I could have a little box that's like fucking maybe a little bit bigger than this, that can do YouTube. Like right now I run 360s all over my house. Mm-hmm. I'd rather just run a little box like this big that does HDMI, optical audio. So for me, if it came with that controller, it would be a no-brainer. I would have bought one this past weekend. I think just paying an extra $40 for a controller is kind of outrageous.
That would have been thoroughly enticing. That's what I was gonna kind of lead into, is just for the TV aspect. But yeah, giving the two things would be nice. But Chris, thoughts?
What do you think about this device?
I mean, it's interesting. I don't really, I guess, fully understand the appeal of it, because I don't feel like I need one. I don't know. I just.
All right, so maybe not for screw Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, all that shit. What about like it as a legitimate gaming platform? Does that excite you at all?
I mean, so you mentioned Amazon Studios. They're developing their own set of games.
Yeah, like they actually just hired someone who worked on Portal. Okay. So like they're bringing in I know at first it's gonna look like glorified like smartphone and tablet games, but like it could Amazon's got money, like. They have lots of money. They have a lot of liquidity, and they can just they could probably pay anyone they want to make any game they want.
Yeah.
So for me, as a gaming platform, I'm pretty excited as to what it can do.
I mean, I think I'd have to wait and see if they come out with anything interesting before I bought one. But considering that they have potentially good developers behind them. We'll have to just wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, and I think if history's indicative of anything, there's going to be an Amazon Fire TV 2 out next year, which will probably be better, have expandable memory. I didn't really look into how much, I know it has 2 gigs of RAM, has a quad-core processor, so it sounds like it's a little more powerful than an Ouya, which is really nothing too impressive to begin with. But no, I think as a gaming platform, I'm pretty excited, because Amazon, they're a creative company, and I think they do some pretty. I'm not going to say that Amazon Fire TV is anything cutting edge, but I think it's cool that there's another option, and it's affordable. Like Apple TV isn't bad, and it was kind of, not to say the first of its kind, but it's fairly limited in terms of what it can do. And if Apple TV, you could play games on it, on the actual device itself, I think it would make it a humongous competitor, because right now you can only do AirPlay. So you can if a game's AirPlay compatible, you can stream it to your TV through an Apple TV.
Mm.
But not every game supports that, because not all of them can be upscale to that resolution. I know Modern Combat 4 or something, it was one of those Game Loft Call of Duty ripoffs. That's AirPlay compatible, and it runs in 1080. So. But yeah. Any other thoughts on Amazon Fire TV?
Not really.
Chris doesn't give a fuck. If it came with a controller, I would buy one, and I'm frankly in the same camp. Might end up buying one anyways. But another Amazon related story. Amazon Dash came out. it's something where you can buy your groceries from Amazon now. Amazon's taking over. They're dominating your living room. They dominate your online buying, and now they want you to buy groceries from them.
Well, I mean, did you read the whole article about that? Like, it's only available on like the West Coast right now.
It's starting in small markets, but it's fucking crazy. It's like you just go in and start like scanning shit in your fridge, and it's just like get groceries. It sounds like Peapod, but Amazon will make it better somehow.
Yeah, didn't they say like, is it same day or something about freshness? The food itself is like they do it in like a span of like a day, like you get it or something, and it's fresh.
I forgot how long the time frame was.
3 to 5 days, it just shows up. it's like rotten.
Milk, 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Frustration-free packaging. It's just like eggs are just come in like a bag.
I don't feel like I'm that lazy that I can't go to a supermarket right now and do that. And
well, you don't do that anyways, Al. So.
Well, I'm living at home, but that's cool.
But no, in terms of, I don't know. I think like I would love to try one of those services just to see how it works. But yeah, I don't want other people touching my groceries. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Well, it's like they guarantee freshness, but like I don't want someone like I don't want to be like the last asshole who orders like a bushel of oranges and they just come there like all gangrenous and like fucking bananas are smashed. Like how are they actually gonna? I don't know.
Here's your bananas.
Yeah, if they get like grocery store people to actually like box of stuff, it's gonna be all fucked up and yeah, it's gonna be bad. But,
here's your eggs.
Yeah. Moving forward, a 5-year-old was able to hack his dad's Xbox account on his Xbox One, exposing a fairly large security flaw.
Good times.
Yeah, apparently he was prompted to enter a password to buy something, and he just like put in a bunch of spaces, and it just like bypassed it. So I thought that was kind of amusing.
They like gave him a reward for like coming forward, I guess.
Yeah. I forgot exactly. He got
get like a year, I think, a subscription of Xbox Live.
And then a bunch of games or something,
yeah. Yeah, like 4 games. Man, I need to hack in this.
Try and break stuff. I don't know.
And then I go to prison.
I'll try to like hack my bank and be like, hey, I hacked your bank. Give me some money.
Completely backfires.
It's like Wall Street. Like FBI comes in during the middle of the podcast and they just arrest you and you're just...
Give me my money. But yeah, that's not really newsworthy, but I thought it'd be funny just to bring it up, just in case no one heard. There was a little blurb on the internet about Xbox One reportedly getting external hard drive support soon. Xbox's Major Nelson, also known as Larry Herb, brought that up in a report. So I'm actually pretty excited for that because
about time.
Yeah, I want. For me, it's about consolidation. Right now, I currently only own one Xbox One, but I know at some point in the future, I'm probably gonna end up like 3 or 4 of them, like every other Xbox system.
8 years later.
Yeah, I would honestly like Xbox One, not a big deal because I don't have a lot of games for it. I would love them to do external hard drive support for 360, because I have 3 360s and it's getting a little out of control. I have a 250 that has 22 gigs left on it. I have an Elite that's maxed out, it has like 20 megabytes left on it. So if I had like a 2 terabyte hard drive, I could just put all my shit on one system. It would be fucking fantastic. Microsoft, do it.
I completely agree. I don't see any other real explanation beyond the fact that they force you to do crazy downloads of their games when you buy one. So inevitably, you're going to need more space. The more games you buy, it forces your hand. And I feel it's kind of grimy if they don't come out with an external hard drive, because then it just forces you to either get another system or have to delete stuff that you don't want to delete.
Yeah, I don't want to be micromanaging on that stuff, so that's going to be awesome if that comes sooner rather than later. Something that this kind of made me chuckle, but I was fairly excited to hear this, that the infamous E.T. Graveyard, for those of you who don't know, several hundreds of thousands of copies of the game E.T. for Atari were made and then recalled, and then they were basically buried alive.
Now, is this factual, or it's like a urban legend about the disposal?
No, like they're actually like this dig is happening. Like they're gonna dig up like the thousands of copies of this game that are just in a fucking hole somewhere. And I think I want to say it was Nevada. I don't know.
That'd be awesome if they start selling them. I'd totally buy one.
Yeah, just dirty ass Atari 2600 cart. Not worth it, no matter what they would charge for it.
You do own it, and we've played it.
No, I have it. The game fucking sucks. It's easily one of the worst games ever made.
Should do a don't bother with it.
I don't
It's
think,
not worthy of one.
I don't think I can hook my Atari up to my Elgato. Don't think that's gonna work. So, but yeah. Hopefully that happens, and that'd be cool. Hopefully, I hope they. Honestly, I think they're doing it because they want to document it, but they should do that. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, I'm surprised like Microsoft put the money behind that. That's like an Xbox exclusive. I was reading up on it. It's
The ET Game Dig.
like it's like money, like they put money to back it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be like exclusively on like the Xbox network /
that's cool.
one of those squares. But yeah.
Speaking of Xbox, Ridley Scott and Microsoft have teamed up. They're going to do a Halo digital feature. Not to be confused with Spielberg's TV series that's probably never coming out.
And also not to mix it up with Neil Blomkamp's movie that failed on Halo.
Anyone who tried, like, I think Machinima is the only group of people who've ever attempted to do something with Halo other than a game that actually like succeeded. So it's good to see that this is coming out. I don't know really. Like, the digital feature I think would be cool, but hopefully it's not cheesy. And hopefully they get the people who did the cutscenes for Halo 4 to do it, because those cutscenes were ridiculous.
I don't know if I got the sense it was like it seemed like it was gonna be just a digital short as hype for Halo 5. Like, you know how like they have those like crazy CGI movies, or is this like a legit like full featured digital?
I don't know. I don't think they really went into detail about the length of it. I can't imagine it being, most of these movies, they're usually an hour or less, 70 minutes or less. But if they can get the people, like I said, who did the cutscenes for Halo 4 to do this, I'll totally watch it.
I just hope it's long. Like you said, like they whet the appetite with showing these awesome CGI movies of like Master Chief for Halo 4, and they're like, Is this just a promo? What is this? And then like you watch and then you found out it's just a promo. It's not anything else beyond that. Microsoft has the money, man. Pony up. Make a digital movie.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they have to kind of approach it with a certain level of finesse. Like, you can't just like barrel like headlong into a production like that and not actually give it the TLC needed. I'd rather have them not do shit than make like a really crappy one.
What? Get the people who made like the Starship Troopers series.
Oh, the new CG movie?
No, Roughnecks.
Oh no, God. Get the people who made Reboot to do it while we're at it. Shit, I think I can do that now. But yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm sure they're gonna be talking about that more in the coming months. Wolf Among Us episode 3 comes out this week in North America and Europe, April 8th, April 9th, respectively, for any platform that it was on. I'm not gonna really go into specifics. What else? Ooh, exciting news. For those of you who play GTA Online, the heists that were in the main game, there are going to be variations of that coming to the GTA Online client this spring. So that's fucking sweet. I'll definitely... With GTA Online, it was fun just to go around and fuck around, but that kind of like the lack of depth for some of it, like just doing team deathmatch, races, and shit like that got annoying. But to actually have heist, I think it's going to be sweet, because I want to see how they're going to kind of set that up. So if they're able to do, like, if you have a group, you have a team of people who can, like, are actually performing the heist, and you have a team of people who have to prevent the heist, that would be fucking dope.
I'm ecstatic. I also, within that same article, like, read up on, I guess they have some story DLC coming out this year.
Yeah, like in December or something, they're going to have that coming out, which is kind That's strange.
But it involves the same 3 characters, so I'm hopeful.
Yeah, no, I think that would be yeah, I'm excited. I don't know. I wonder like how they're gonna do it though. I don't know if it's gonna be kind of like what they did with GTA 4, where they have like these huge like epic DLC packs that are like 8 to 12 hours long. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited nonetheless. GTA Online is fun, but it needs a little more depth. Let's see what is next. All right. Gearbox is announcing a next-gen game later this year, according to a tweet from Randy Pitchford. So, in the article, it said it wasn't going to be Borderlands 3, which I'm fine with, as long as it's not Aliens Colonial Marines 2.
Damn, you took that from me.
I'm fast. But, yeah, it'll be cool to see what Gearbox does. I haven't really been a fan of anything they've done besides Borderlands. I wasn't a huge fan of Brothers in Arms.
Duke Nukem?
No comment.
Blow it out your ass.
Why am I doing this? This is so gross.
Chris, thoughts? Do you wish they make another Duke Nukem?
If they could actually put the time in it to make it like more functionable, because I don't know if they fixed the issues with the Duke Nukem Forever, where it would like it would try to load and then it would like crash. Then the load times were like 30 minutes a piece. But I don't know, if they could make a better game, a better Duke Nukem game, I wouldn't mind it.
All right, here's a better question. Would you rather see Gearbox do another Borderlands or try something completely different?
Yeah, completely different. Take the risk.
New IP, Borderlands, you heard it from us. Heard it first. Probably not, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. To kind of go back to Duke Nukem, it's a good topic. Yeah, I love Duke Nukem, and I've seen what they've been able to do with like Serious Sam, which is pretty much in the same vein as Duke Nukem. It's just like retarded, like gun porn.
I love that term.
But yeah, no, I think Duke Nukem, he's an icon, and I think that they can, if given the proper attention, they can do something really cool with it. But yeah, don't make it for like 10 years. Just like make it and put it out. Get it out the door. Let people love it. Let's see. This next piece I found fairly amusing when I read about it. I had no idea this actually even existed. I read it on Polygon the other day. There was a game show, a reality game show called Game Jam, and it was being sponsored by Mountain Dew, and it was basically a show revolving around a bunch of indie developers and how they go about making their games, and they had like different teams and stuff like that. And apparently, like on the first day of filming, like the whole set just went to shit. Like everything that could have went wrong, and like it just doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know. When I was reading that, I was fairly amused.
That's Hollywood's fault. I felt bad for the game developers because the whole show premise was supposed to be about what it takes in terms of the developers making a game and what goes into it. And I thought that would have been a cool aspect to see. But then instead, like Mountain Dew sponsored it, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna create a competition." And then they're like, "What? We don't." The whole aspect of indie game development is like to work together. They're like, "No, you're gonna work against each other." And then I heard like one of the directors or whatever reading the article was like a womanizer. He's like, "Oh yeah, like, how does it feel to have a hot woman making games, programming games?" I'm like,
he was telling the women on one team, he's like, "Oh, you guys are at a disadvantage because you got women on your team." But also to kind of like double back to what you said about the Mountain Dew thing, apparently like there was a clause that they couldn't, nothing besides Mountain Dew could be visible. So like they couldn't drink water, they just had to drink Mountain Dew like, the whole time.
Low sperm counts.
But yeah, it was ridiculous. But what the fuck else? it was kind of funny because Maker Studios, they just got bought by Disney for like $500 million, and like this was their first like supposed to be like one of their first big projects for Disney, and they lost like 450 grand in like one day, just like
when I read that
down the fucking drain.
6-figure investment that they lost just in a day. How the hell, if they kept going, how the hell much would this show have cost? Like, that's an absurd amount of money for just one day of filming.
Well, I don't think it was just so much the filming aspect. I think it was like all the preparation that went into it. Like they invested, like their initial investment was 450 grand, and then just nothing happened after day one, and they're just like, that's all gone.
All I know is people were pissed. What did you think of that? Reading that article?
No, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad for what they had to go through. I mean, it sucks like going into something like that and it's not what you expected. So, yeah, and you know, I mean, I understand reality TV, like they need to create controversy and whatever to make it entertaining. But yeah, in an environment like that, teamwork is like key. So,
what if you went to work one day? It was like that. You just walked in and it's just like, you guys can't drink anything but Mountain Dew, and guess what? You're all in competition with one another. Your jobs are on the line.
Chris goes into work. He's the only like normal worker left. Everyone's surrounded is like the situation type guys, and she's like, "Yo, what the fuck? What up?" And they just have blowouts.
Everyone's hair's blown out. They just have like spray on tans. No one actually even knows how to program.
They just like hit on the screen.
What? This is a touch screen?
Well, it's not a fucking iPhone? Fuck, where's my BlackBerry?
This thing don't work. I don't understand.
Oh, jeez. That'd be a nightmare. I would hope you'd quit your job if you went in and it was just like a Mountain Dew competition.
Yeah, that would be my last day.
Just drink Mountain Dew. Be funny if Jolt sponsored you. Just drink Jolt. You just die.
RC Cola competition.
You just diabetes.
I don't want to drink anymore.
Everyone gets diabetes.
You heard it here first, people. Al thinks diabetes is funny.
I'm sorry.
That's cool.
Drinking that stuff,
the thing that I found, like, not necessarily to kind of I think the last thing about this whole Game Jam thing is that IGN did a show a couple years ago called The Next Game Boss. They did like 2 seasons of it. So I don't understand why they just didn't copy that formula. Like, why try to do something completely different when it's already been done? And it was fairly entertaining just because they kind of went through. They obviously didn't have as much time as these people were going to have, but like yeah, it was the same idea. Indie developers make a game. We'll give you money if you finish it. Yada yada yada. So I don't know. I don't understand how you could like fuck up that bad, especially in one day. Like, to spend all that money and then just, I don't know, whatever. Who gives a shit? So, sad news for people who still, for that hardcore Resistance online community, they're shutting down the online service for all 3 games starting April 8th. So, by the time this podcast airs, it'll be too late.
It's only been like 2 years since the last Resistance came out, or maybe 3. About 3 years.
I don't remember when Resistance 3 came out. I didn't play any of them online, so
I didn't either. But I mean,
do anything for me.
But it goes into like another discussion that like they also said that they're closing out like MAG, the SOCOM games, Gran Turismo. One of the Gran Turismos they're closing out online features.
Well, 5's the only one that's online.
Yeah, so
they're stopping the DLC for it, I think.
But imagine this, like, I know, like, we don't really care, but, like, the people who bought, like, MAG, who are, like, crazy diehards, like, probably created a MAG forum, and, like, they can't even play the game anymore. It's just, like...
Fucking move on. That game sucks. That game's never been good.
But, I mean, I just hope they don't have this movement where everything's just online only. Like, Titanfall's that way, and I just don't want it to be, like, you know... Because sometimes I want to bust out a game that's like 5 years old and play it, you know?
Well, they're shutting the online down. The game's not going to be like inoperable. The game has like Resistance games.
Well, no,
people
but I
don't
mean,
buy
like,
Resistance games
like
to play them online.
the mag is only online, right?
Well,
Mag's
good. That game should be. Well, first off, I'm surprised they even like. It's a blessing that they even kept that game running. Zipper got fucking shut down like 2 years ago. So if people were pissed off about this, fuck off.
Hashtag mag. Hashtag save mag.
Hashtag mag RIP. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. So it's a blessing that game has been supported as long as it has, because that game sucks. Like fucking PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale gets like lukewarm sales and they just walk away from it. Mag fucking gets support up until like 2 years after the fact. So if anyone's complaining about that, just shut up.
Mag movement starts here.
For the record, Al doesn't even know what mag is.
I played it like twice.
Where?
At my buddy Joe's house.
You're full of shit.
Who I just made up.
Joe's not real. Alright, these next couple ones are kind of pointless. Well, they are pointless. If you're getting Watch Dogs on PC, you can go online and find out what the specs are now on Steam, and they are kind of outrageous. They use terminology that is entirely over my head.
1.21 gigawatts.
Yep, you need a DeLorean that can time travel to play Watch Dogs. So, yeah, I don't really give a fuck about that because I'm not buying it on PC. But if you want to know, it's there. And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Jose.
Okay. Alright, we got two more in this little news segment. I found this actually kind of somewhat fascinating. I'm totally oblivious to esports and why it's popular. And two things came out this week about esports saying that there's reportedly a 71 million strong audience for esports. That's an aggregate number. That's not just any one particular game.
Dota.
But yeah, Valve does. Well, I guess since this game's come out, they've been doing these huge international tournaments. So Valve's Dota 2 tournament international 2014. They booked, it's a 10,000 seat arena, and they sold out every single ticket in less than an hour. I don't know. I don't know what you guys feel your thoughts on esports. I try watching it. I try getting into it, and don't get me wrong. I respect the hell out of people who can shoutcast those and do the commentary. They have to know games in and out, and they know these teams just regular commentators know professional sports teams and stuff like that. But I just don't see the appeal. But people are fucking apparently bananas over this, and I just don't get it.
That kind of hurts because I kind of bought you a plane ticket and VIP.
Oh, so actually, where is the tournament, Alan? Did you actually know where you bought me a plane ticket to, or did you just buy one randomly?
Key Arena, Seattle.
Oh, Al actually read this week. Thank you. I gotta test you all the time now.
I'm out big money. Please go, Tim.
No. But yeah, I don't know what you guys your general thoughts on esports in general. In general thoughts. What's general?
More power to them. I mean, do what it's popular for everybody else. I guess we're the only ones here. At least I'm the only one, and you're the only one, it seems. And we'll find out from Chris. But esports is just something I
Chris
don't think.
Chris loves it.
Yeah. He's like, fuck them.
Not at all.
Why didn't Al buy me a ticket?
I don't know. It's just one of those things I don't really care about or follow. So
I think and call me out on this if you want. I think if I had better access to it, I would try to watch it. But the thing is, I feel it's esports now is something. It's saying all right, imagine if you wanted to start watching. I don't know. We'll say Walking Dead now. They're 4 seasons deep, and it's kind of a daunting thing to kind of just jump into. Or reading a comic that's been running for 200 issues, or watching an anime that's been going for hundreds and hundreds of episodes. It's it's a daunting thing to kind of just get caught up on. And I think with some of these really hardcore esports following, League of Legends, Dota, Counter-Strike and shit, maybe not so much Counter-Strike, but these teams, their personalities, these guys know fucking everything. They know what these dudes eat for breakfast, and they're just they know their shit. And I guess they kind of have to. But I just don't know I just don't know what it is. Like maybe if I went to one, I heard that you have to kind of go to one of these things to kind of like get pumped for it.
I think what it has to do with too is like, like the fact that you can play these games and be like, oh, the people who are into it. I'm sure a lot of the people that are into it play these games religiously and are really into the games. So when they can see these people who are like professionals and doing things, like it opens their eyes in the sense of like, wow, like, because it's more of like mental power. Like if you we could go on the basketball court right now, but I'm not gonna be freaking Gary Payton on the court,
Of all the professional basketball players you could pull out of your ass, you pull out Gary Payton.
I mean, I'm not Gary Payton on the court there, but I mean with games you can get better in the sense of, like you can find new strategies, new ways to go about certain things, and maybe by watching them you can like try and use their tactics.
I would disagree with that.
I don't know.
I think gaming. I think the reason why like there's professional gamers is because these people have these aptitudes that are beyond normal people. Like if everyone could get as good as these guys, there'd be millions of professional gamers. I think it's just as niche as professional athletes. Like I would never call gaming a sport, but there's a lot of training involved. I guess you can call it a sport because there's teams, there's training, there's practice, there's strategies like you were alluding to. But that's like saying, Al, and I think we could agree that we know some people who are just they can play a game exhaustively and they still suck at it.
California.
Yeah. So it just doesn't. I don't think like time invested kind of translates into talent or being good at anything in general.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I at the very least, like, I guess what I was trying to aim at is like you can't take like on the basketball court or whatever sport you're playing, you can't take someone's moves and make them your own because you don't have those athletic gifts. But some things, when you watch some of these matches, some things you can be like, oh.
You can hope to replicate.
You can hope to replicate more so than going on the basketball court and doing like, I'm not Spud Webb. I can't dunk. I love to, but.
Yeah, but Chris, any last thoughts?
Nope.
Awesome. And we have one last thing here. I don't know who put this here, but I'll read it.
I did.
Anyways. Awesome link.
Yeah, well, you showed me a link, but you have an idea.
I know. Adam Sessler, a extremely popular video game journalist / personality, no longer wants to do videos. So he kind of retired from his role. He did, obviously, he was one of the pioneers over at G4 TV. He did stuff for Rev 3 Games. So he's been around for 15 years now.
Oh yeah.
Dude's been around for a while. Profoundly talented. Guy's a legend. I really enjoy watching his stuff. I really have nothing bad to say about him. But it sucks that he's not doing videos anymore because. But it sucks. But at the same time, I'm excited to see what he's going to do next because the guy he's very, very talented. So I think he'll land firmly on his feet.
Didn't he say he still want to be in video games? Which I don't know what that infers.
Well, I think it's been a trend lately that a lot of people who operate in his space, like the games media, journalism side, they want to transition into they want to be on the creative end of it. So a lot of these people leave and they go work for game companies. So I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if he ended up working for like a game company, like I don't think he'd do PR, but like working on the creative aspect of it, like design and maybe doing other, lending his talents to other things because he certainly, he's made he's very, very, very successful. So I'm assuming that those skills that he has can translate easily to another field. But it'll be interesting to see what he does next.
It was crazy to, I think there was like an article somewhere I read where like, I don't know, like 20 years ago, he like randomly walked into an audition because he was just creating ridiculous videos and he didn't really know much about games. And then like the the guy like liked some of the skits that he was doing. I don't know if he was like for public access or whatever. And they're like, you know what? I think he'd be a good personality. So he like literally had to like just sit down and play like a crap load of video games, and then just it all. Who knew? You know, like 20 years later, like he would still be where he is. You know, but that's awesome. Kudos to him that you know, he was able to be successful, make a name for himself, and have an imprint on the media.
Yeah, he's definitely, like I said, I think he's destined for more great things. Chris, were you rocked by this news?
Not really.
The ghost.
Chris doesn't care. Chris doesn't give a fuck about it.
I don't give a fuck.
But all right, yeah. So we've come to the end of our news. All right, moving on to fan-submitted questions and topics. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be part of the show, you can write into our Facebook page, Tap Gaming, tweet at us on Twitter at Tap Gaming, or you can submit a fan-submitted trivia question to tapgamingpress@gmail.com. So Joe wrote in, and he wants us to discuss quickly Ruby and Emerald weapon from Final Fantasy VII. Al's never played Final Fantasy VII, so he's going to be excluded from this conversation.
Sorry, everybody. You're going to kill me.
So what would you like to talk about exactly?
Well, first off, I think we should inform our listeners as to what the Ruby and Emerald weapon are. They are two optional bosses in Final Fantasy VII. Both, I think it's suffice it to say that they're the most hardest bosses to beat in the game. Emerald weapon is underwater. It's an underwater battle. It's timed battle. I believe it's 30 minutes.
Something like that, yeah.
And Ruby weapon is out on the map in a desert quicksand environment that you can run into, and has a shit ton of HP.
Well, they both do.
Yeah. Well, Ruby is I'd say significantly harder to beat than Emerald. Emerald can actually be beat by normal means. Ruby, you need to get kind of lucky.
I thought there was. I haven't beaten either of them, but I tried fighting both of them. But based on the things that I've read, you need to develop specific strategies in order to actually defeat them. Like you need to develop your materia. That's what the magic orbs are called. You need to develop those to a certain level, so you can implement I can't remember what it was called, but it's basically you use one move and then the person after you uses the same move, and it kind of loops until the thing is dead.
Yeah, and I know with Emerald, you can just beat the fuck out of Emerald. Emerald has a couple million HP, but you can, if you go into that battle knowing what you have to do, I always go into that with limit breaks with every single character, Ultima with Quadra Magic, Knights of the Round mastered, all the ultimate weapons equipped for all the characters. Cloud, obviously I go in with Omni Slash, so it does 20 hits of 9,999. So I just go in and I just fucking pound on the thing. But with Ruby weapon, you need to have final attack revive. So it's you need to have it coupled together. So you need Ruby weapon to kill the person who has that, or you're not gonna win. It's just impossible. Ruby weapon will suck you into the quicksand and just basically it systematically eliminates any and all of your party members, and then you die. So it's extremely satisfying once you if you beat either of the weapons. It's definitely an achievement, but there's a lot of work that's required prior to that, and that's having really beefed up magic, and you need to be super high level. You can use HP plus and HP and MP plus to kind of boost your stats, but having stronger attacks is what really comes down to it. So just having a high HP and high MP doesn't really save you in those situations. If your attacks aren't doing full damage, then you're not going to really inflict what needs to be done. But yeah, those are the weapons.
Yeah, totally.
Thanks, Al. That's Al's contribution. But thank you, Joe, for your topic. Next comes from Trevor. He says, "What is the most frustrating game or mission from a game you've ever played?" I will start with you, seeing how you didn't say anything.
Okay, one game as a whole, and you know right out of the gate where I'm going with this. Ninja Gaiden, Xbox. Like, any part of it, I don't care. Any part of that game pissed me off.
Well, tell the audience what actually transpired with that game.
I want to say it was the second boss. I got to a point where I had to face off with this, like, demoness. This has been years since I played it, but, like, some sort of, like, pink demoness winged person, and like I had like barely any health potions or anything like that, and I was like, and you're in this like cathedral setting, and there's these columns and you can like hide behind them, and I was like, oh, if I hide behind the column, maybe I can just think of a strategy to defeat her. But she had like all these different moves. She could like shoot lightning bolts at you, and then she started ripping the columns apart and throwing the columns at me. So I had no place to hide, and I nearly had a nervous breakdown. I beat the boss, and then I said, I'm only into the second boss. If it's getting any harder than this, I'm done. And I traded in a game right then and there. I've never done that before. That's the only game that's ever happened. Second thing, I'm going to break this one out of the woodworks, but second game that was the toughest mission I ever did was The Getaway. And if you remember, it was for PlayStation 2. You played like a cop, like a British cop. Or no, you didn't play a cop. You played like some sort of thief or criminal underground guy.
Yeah, you played a gangster.
Yeah. And there's a mission where, quick thing with that, in order to get your health back, you leaned against a wall, because getting shot 50 times leaning against a wall, and you subsequently somehow magically have more health. Don't know how.
The blood would seep back into your body.
Don't know how that happens.
Just bloodied 3-piece suit.
It literally took me like an hour to figure that out. I was like, I went to get a sandwich. I come back and like the blood's gone. I'm like, okay. But the mission is you go into the police department, and you have to get someone out of jail. And there's literally like 30 cops, and they're just shooting at you from all walks of every corner. They're shooting at you.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
Also in this game, there's literally like it's a limited HUD. You never know how much health you have.
No bullets.
You can and you don't know how many bullets you have. And the regenerating of health ability, you don't know how many times you can do it. There gets to a point where you just lean on the wall and nothing happens.
And it has this stupid music like nah, nah, nah.
Yeah, but
so yeah, I go in there. I must have did that like 50 times, and there's no place to lean against a wall because you have like 20 people or 30 people or 50 or whatever are shooting at you. So I literally like be under like a desk, just like, what am I doing? Like, how do I do this? How do I survive? I did beat it, but yeah, The Getaway sucks just because of those mechanics. It would have been an awesome game sans those shitty mechanics.
Chris?
Yeah, so...
Nice lumber moment. Yeah.
Yeah, can you come in on Saturday? My answer is actually kind of the same as Alice. Like, I can't really stand the Ninja Gaiden games. Like, I got stuck on the same boss as you. Her name is Alma.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I could never beat her. I just, like, I don't really have the reflexes to play those games. And I think that's probably why it's frustrating.
I beat it on my first try.
Fuck you.
I think you were even there when I beat it. You're like, fuck you, man. How the fuck you do that? I'm trading mine in.
But, yeah. Well, and the fact, too, that...
Chris.
Okay.
Chris. Continue. Or is that it?
No, that was pretty much it. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to add on, too, with Ninja Gaiden. I forgot to mention that when you, like, go through a stage and beat a bunch of regular goons, then you go back and the goons reappear.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Yeah.
And the ninjas who have the shurikens that explode, yeah, those guys suck.
The white ninjas.
Yeah, they suck balls.
Those assholes.
Weren't there were guys with guns and stuff too, right?
Tanks. Yeah, there was like...
Yeah, there was a tank. Yeah, it was
really
terrible.
Yeah, it was just a... it's a very difficult game. But I'm trying to think. All right, most frustrating game or mission that I've ever played. In recent memory, there was a mission in Assassin's Creed 3 where you had to infiltrate this British camp, and literally, I probably did this mission probably 100 times. Like, there's no logical way to beat this mission. You can't be seen, or you get like immediately like desynchronized or unsynchronized, whatever the fuck it is. I was thinking derezzed, but that's Tron. But yeah, like you have to infiltrate, and then you can get in a little bit by like, I think you can go into like there's like a hay cart that's like going around, but then you're supposed to go in and you're supposed to I think you're supposed to free this guy, but no matter where you go, there's just British soldiers everywhere, and you get seen no matter what you do.
I got another one for you too.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to say, and I'm just going to beat you to it. You're going to talk about the Hitman 2 level.
No.
Oh, all right. Well, that fucking thing with Hitman.
It involved both of us.
All right, Hitman 2, and I know where now I know where you're going. Hitman 2, another. There's a mission where you're trying. You have to intercept. It's not a milkman, it's a flower guy.
Oh, I was thinking it's the milkman.
You intercept the flower guy, and you're supposed to sneak in. But no matter where you put that fucking dead body...
Happened to me.
Fucking... Boom, boom, boom. We found a dead body. Everyone on high alert. I'm like, I fucking walked that dead body like fucking 15 miles away from this house. Like, I don't know what your
behind a bush.
I don't know what your fucking search perimeter, or like your what you're supposed to protect, but... It's one of the most infuriating things ever. And to kind of cut off Al, because I know where he's going, but General Rom in the first Gears of War, oh my fucking god, that final boss took the two of us. We were playing on what, Insane?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing on the hardest difficulty level, but still.
Like 3 hours?
No, try like 8. We played
2 days.
2 consecutive nights of like 4-hour sessions just doing this final boss, and it was fucking ridiculous.
We didn't even beat him per se in the sense of like normal beating.
Oh, we got him stuck in a glitch and we just hammed on him.
I just do it, sniper in the head.
I went through like 400 Lancer bullets. I'm just like, fucking Krill in that game. Fuck off.
Now that you brought that up, I remember that. I had to do it by myself, but
God save you.
Poor soul.
Yeah, you had to figure out how to blind fire and actually hit something. That was the only way I could kill him. But that took me. I don't know if 8 hours is about right. that was hugely frustrating. I know there's a sequence in Gears 3 where you gotta fight, like, you're in what looks like a kind of like a dry dock where like a submarine would go, and you gotta fight. I can't remember what they're called. I don't know.
They're like the mutated locusts?
Maybe. All I remember is like their only weak spot is like their mouth. So I'm like shooting like those explosive arrows in their mouths to get them to die. You gotta kill like a few of them, and then there's that stupid centipede thing. And this is on Insane.
We can only shoot the tail to kill it.
Yeah, and when you knock off pieces, it gets faster and faster. Fuck
that thing.
That sucked.
That's like one of the fucking worst enemies ever created ever. Fuck. Alright, so thank you for those questions and topics, but now we're on to our fan-submitted trivia question. The first one this week, we got 2 this week, ladies and gentlemen. First one this week comes from Will, and we're going back, way back. In the game Demon's Crest for the Super Nintendo,
oh no,
what is the final crest you receive for beating the game? Option A, Crest of the Gargoyle. Option B, Crest of Heaven. Option C, Crest of the Demon. Option D, Crest of Hell.
C.
B.
The answer is B.
Yeah! Never played the game before. I keep guessing these. Sorry, Will. I have no idea.
Alex keeps getting lucky.
I almost said A.
All right, and then we have another question submitted by Trevor. What was the name of the game created by comedic magicians Penn and Teller in 1995, but was unreleased until it came out on smartphones last year? It was dubbed by many as the worst video game of all time.
Oh, I know this.
Option A, Desk Jockey. Option B, Desert Bus. Option C, Pet the Dog. Option D, Paper or Plastic.
D.
Desert Bus.
Yes, the answer is B, Desert Bus.
That one I actually knew. Because I actually saw it.
All right. So that about does it for all of our fan stuff. Thank you for writing in. Like I said, if you want to be part of the show, write into tapgamingpress@gmail.com if you have a trivia question. If not, you can just go on our Facebook page and submit topics or questions. So, all right, we want to thank you for watching or listening to the podcast, whatever you're doing. If you're doing both, we love you. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter @tapgaming. You can follow me on Twitter @Tim_Utley. You can follow Al on Twitter @AlPocalypseNow. And as always, you can't find Chris anywhere, and he likes it that way.
Ghost. Ghost in the darkness.
He's a ghost. And also, you can go to our website, tapgaming.com, which we're in the process of updating. So
yeah.
Thank you for bearing with us on that. So, all right. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Peace up. Altown Dinner.